What's up, y'all? This is Ty. I am here to review Season 3, Episode 3 of Power Book 2 Ghost. Big rich town, I just come from the poorest part. And the episode is titled Human Capital. And it was a good one. This show is good anyway, but this season is really good. But before I get into this episode, let me give a shout out to those of you who are watching this episode, watching this show with me, watching this season with me, and commenting down in the comment section, leaving your comments. Keep doing that. I love it. Engage. Let's keep going. So shout outs to Tyan's World, Lamont Simpson, Quentin Baptiste, Kryptonian Black, Savannah Rivers Amore Dupree, the R.C. Kroger, and June BLC, and all the rest of you wonderful people. Keep on leaving them comments. I do appreciate it. Let's keep this channel going and growing. All right, now that I got that out the way, let's get right down to this episode. Now, this episode was pretty good. So we see it opens up. We see what's going on here. Cain still got his neck on his daddy. Still got his foot on his daddy's neck. And I'm like, how long you gonna keep emasculating your father like that? It's like he got his foot on Lorenzo's neck. And I'm like, how long is he gonna keep doing that? And how long is Lorenzo gonna keep dealing with that? I guess because Cain knows that he got one over on Lorenzo right now about what really happened to Zeke, which is crazy. Which I kind of miss Zeke this season. I like Zeke's goofiness, but whatever. So we also see Drew trying to get over his breakup with Everett. So he just bouncing around, messing with people, doing what he can, doing all that. But then the bombshell hits, and Noma's people, her henchman, I don't know his name, he stops by and he's telling Effie, Tariq, and Cain, listen, the product, y'all ain't move all the product. Look, y'all got rid of Homeboy, but listen, can you feel what he was doing? Where is the product? I have a better question too. Where's Noma? I liked her. We haven't seen her. When's she coming back? I can't wait for her to get into play. There's so many moving parts to this show. But anyway, he told me, he said, listen, y'all supposed to move all of it. Y'all didn't move it all. There's still stuff left. That's not how we roll around here. Y'all want to play with the big boys, so y'all need to move all of the product. And he said, oh, deal like that. Y'all ain't move all the product, so this is what's going to happen. Homeboy took out pictures of Tariq's grandmother, the Weston's family, and a picture of Diana. He said, listen, I'll come back here next week, and the product ain't moved. He pointed to Diana. She's going to die first. Then it's going to be your little rich parents. And then, I have respect. We respect our elders. Then Granny last. I said, damn, these people are ruthless. So I'm like, they got to figure out how they're going to move this product and faster, because it's bigger than what they think. They done took out the fitness dude and all that, and they're going to bring it in there, but they have to come up with more things. And they do come up with something. Tariq and Braden come up with that coffee app. See, these kids are smart. They come up with that coffee app, and it can't really be traced to them. Now you can buy your Coke through the coffee. That's crazy. And so he comes up with this app where you get the drugs that way, and it's not even going to be traced to them. It's going to be traced to that cryptocurrency company. So it's real smart and clever. So Tariq and Braden have their thing well thought out on their end, but now we go to the Tejadas, right? And we got Cain and Drew, and Cain is like, okay, this is what we need to do. We know that the Castillo brothers, the guy that they killed his father. He's like, why don't we just take them out and take over Brooklyn? That's how Cain thinks. And Drew is like, that's not a good idea. You want to kill them? We grew up, we knew them. That's how you thinking? That's how we want to do? Lorenzo's sitting back quiet because, again, Cain got his foot on his neck. So now Lorenzo has to just, this is whatever it was, whatever he says, whatever Cain says. Now I see why Lorenzo feels like Drew is better, just a better leader than Cain, because Cain is emotional and hot-headed, and Drew seems to think things through a little bit better, because I think I like Drew's idea better. Why don't we take down the Connect instead, not kill off the Castillo brothers? Like, what's that about? So he said, okay, we do something like that. We could do that. But now the thing is, It said, get rid of the connect, but don't tie it to us. Don't make it look like it was us. We don't want the Russians knowing it was us. Take out the Russian connect. Good idea. So Cain says, you know what? I'm going to have Braden do it. Braden, this is what you're going to do. When this guy's coming from church, and after he finished doing his prayer, whatever, you're going to pop him. But now we all know Braden is nobody's killer. He's many things, but a killer he is not. But this is what Cain is trusting him to do, which we saw he cannot do it. He couldn't do it. Effie and it was there. Effie and Tariq was there with him. He couldn't do it. Tariq had to be the one to kill the guy for him because he got all nervous and got. That's just not his thing. But like Tariq said, everybody has their power. Everybody has their strengths and weaknesses. And like we're a great team. He says, well, the three of them are a great team. But everybody has their strength and their weaknesses. And, Effie was a little annoyed. She was saying something like, Braden can't do this. But Tariq was right. But now this is where I disagree with Tariq, where he was saying, where he's putting all this trust. Is it me? I feel like he's putting too much trust into Effie, and that's going to be his downfall, or one of his downfalls, or problem for him. He's putting too much trust in Effie. I don't know. He's comparing her and saying like his mother was the mastermind and that relationship and all that. But Effie don't. I don't think she fully has his back. I don't know. She's not to be. I wouldn't trust her like that. But that's just me. That whole thing was crazy. And then what's gonna happen, y'all, when Lauren pops back? Because they're gonna bring that out. They're gonna eventually have to bring that out about Lauren being alive, right? They're really gonna have to bring that out. And then we saw this whole conversation between Effie and Diana, which I thought was interesting. And Effie told her, listen, he ain't right for you, but he's right for me. Effie's calculating. There's a lot of people here very calculating, and they move certain ways, which is very interesting and very good show. So now we see the Russians, they did take them out. Now the Castillos meet with the Tejadas. And while they're meeting with them, those brothers are like, something ain't right here. And then Cain was like, well, it was a white guy that did it. It was like, no, we heard it was a black guy, black like you. And you see, and then that got Cain like, what? What's going on? So then Lorenzo had to jump in and said, listen, we're family. We work together. Listen, we had nothing to do with that, this, that, and the third. But it almost compromised the operation because those brothers are like, this is what a coincidence. Our connect gets popping out here. You're right available. And you're trying to say it was a white guy, but people said it was somebody black. And yeah, very interesting. But I'm like, is that all it took to take out the connect? Like, isn't it more people than just the one person? But y'all tell me below what you thought about that. So now let's move on to Whitman. Whitman is obsessed with taking Monet down because he wants revenge for Carrie's death. But I think he's doing a little too much. But I did agree with him when he was telling Jenny and Blanca that they got a hard on and obsession with Tariq when they should be focusing on the Monet, when it's actually all of them. I agree with him, but I agree with them too. He's doing too much. He's harassing her too much. When Monet had the meeting with him and Davis, with Whitman and Davis, that was a bad move on her part because she's too hot-headed. She don't know how to be quiet, and she opened her mouth and mentioned something about Zeke and the WAP and all that stuff. And that, was it WAP? WAP, whatever the group was called, that's just going to make Whitman go more crazy. Now, Whitman, Jenny already told him, listen, you doing too much, this, that, and the third. I think they suspended him, But he's still out there surveilling Monet's house. He wants revenge for Carrie's death, and that's what he's out there doing. And I'm like, this dude is crazy. We also saw in this episode, we saw Tate out there with Harper, the professor. And then we're going to see what's going to go on with that. It looks like they're rebuilding their romance. And we've seen Jenny and Blanca approach him about stuff. He said, listen, I don't even deal with Tariq like that. That was interesting too. Also, Saxe went to the prison and visited Theo. By the way, what happened to Redman? Was he not available? Maybe it was scheduling conflicts. Because I was like, hold on. Didn't Redman play Theo last season? He did. And apparently, I guess, they got this new actor, which is fine. It was a small role, but I was like, am I bugging? I thought that was Redman last year. But anyway, Theo was played by someone else this year. And Sax has put 2 and 2 together. And so when he speaks to Method Man's character, he says, Davis, he says to him, listen, cut the BS. I know that's your brother. He's covering for you. It was you in that place. So then Davis has to explain to him what happened and why. And I was 21 at the time. And that's what we agreed to. I didn't really want my brother to take the fall for this manslaughter thing. And he said, but Sax told him, I can get you off. I can definitely get you off. So it's cool that Sax is going to help with that. But did y'all peep when Sax took that picture of Monet, Tariq, and Davis in the office? This is what I don't understand. These criminals are supposed to be so smart and so slick. Why did y'all meet in the office? If y'all saying, keep your head down low, you couldn't have called him. You couldn't have texted him and told him that. Why did you have to meet? That was stupid to have Tariq come in the office and now there's a picture of the 3 of you together. That's connecting things. Why? I was like, why would you? Y'all could have did that so differently. They could have really did that so differently. That was really crazy. It's just completely crazy. And, I don't know who. I guess Sax will give that picture to Jenny. I don't know. And who knows? Maybe Whitman will get a hold of that. Maybe Whitman will somehow get that. I don't know what's going to happen with that. But that whole thing is interesting. And that whole take. I also got to go back a little bit. When Whitman told Jenny and Blanc, he said, listen, y'all didn't even know the guys over here. Did he tell him that? Or was that Tate that told him that? I think it was him that told him that. How come y'all didn't realize that? I think it was Tate that told them. Tariq is over here working at Weston Holdings, the same place with Braden's family's business. The boy that admitted to selling drugs. If y'all so watching him, why y'all couldn't figure that out? And I'm like, yeah, they're kind of bumbling cops too. Like they're not doing their job too well. They should have been able to put that together. Someone else shouldn't have been able to tell them that. But that was all very interesting. That was really good stuff. It's interesting to see what's going to go on here. So now, am I missing something? Oh, let's talk about Diana and this relationship with Salim, that's his name, that seems to be heating up a little bit. But it looked like he said he Googled her and found out about her dad and all that. But how crazy, I would have to fall back. I'm walking down the hall with you, and here's your brother in the hallway, and then the brother's making these little Hotep, what do you call them, Holy Hotep jokes. That was funny, but I'm like, see, I'm sorry, Diana. I'm telling you, she's pretty too, but I'm sorry. I had to deal with a girl whose family was disconnected with these big drug lords, and as soon as I Googled you and found that out, I ain't shooting my shot no more, because I ain't trying to get shot. That's it. I'm good with you, sweetheart. I'm going to head out, right? You down with the drug lord family. What's going to happen is I'm going to head out. See, because your family, I'm going to head out. I don't need that. I don't need to be at that family reunion. I'm going to head out. That's how I feel about that whole thing. But we see there's a romance brewing, but every time something gets going with them, if it ain't Cain popping up, it's the father Lorenzo popping up, because like I said, Lorenzo told her, here's the crazy thing, he goes to Diana and he tells her, I need your help, because Cain is making him sell more product. And he's like, I need your help. And so he wants her to start moving the product in the candy store where she's working. And I said, here we go. You see, it's just going to be a mess. So we got that going on at this school. I think Effie's going to start doing selling the drugs in the school again. And then Course Correct is back, but in a different way. It's crazy. It is really, really crazy. And it makes for good television. There's so many moving parts to this show, so much going on. And then we saw at the end when Cain roughed up Braden and was like, yo, you didn't kill that Russian. Who did you have kill him? You better tell me. Then he tried to tell him, what about with Lauren, what happened with her, and Wilson said, listen, if I tell you, then nah, I can't tell you that. It was good. I like how he handled that, but it's like the way he did that, and Braden wants his approval so bad, but I don't know, he wants Cain's approval so bad. But then I was thinking, Cain, don't you think that maybe the brothers could be watching you too and see you go over here meeting up with this guy, meeting up with Braden? Like, I don't know. I think some moves are crazy. But it's all interesting. But I can't wait till we start seeing Noma again. Hopefully we see her again. And also, I can't wait to see how all of this is going to play out. Especially this whole thing with this dynamic between the Tejada family with Cain overthrowing his father like that. And I'm like, this is not the menacing character y'all told us about before. This is how this is going down like this. Something's going to happen. Something's definitely going to happen. So you tell me your thoughts. Did you enjoy this episode? And thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next video.